In this video, we're going to be looking at linear regression as a useful trend indicator. It draws a straight line relationship between one independent variable, which will be time on the stock market, and one dependent variable, which will be price. So we're going to look how to calculate a linear regression line and then go over some strategies when using linear regression on the stock market. Here is a linear regression equation. Y is going to be the dependent variable, so price. X is going to be the time period that we're looking at, so whether it's trading day on December 31st, January 5th, whatever day we're looking at. B will be the slope, which is a separate equation in itself. We're going to go in more detail in this equation on the next slides. And A will be the starting point, so where we start the point to draw our line. For example, we're going to draw a 6-day linear regression from December the 28th to January the 5th, and that's December 28th, 2020, January 2021. These are the prices that we're going to be looking at. These are the closing prices for December the 28th through to January the 5th. And we're going to begin by calculating the slope. The slope will equal the mean of x times the mean of y minus the mean of x times y divided by the mean of x squared, subtract the mean of all the x's add together squared. So let's begin with the mean of x. The mean of x is very simple. Since we're looking at independent variables and we're looking at 6 of them, we're going to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, and then we're going to divide by 6. This will equal 21 over 6, which will equal 3.5. The mean of y is also fairly simple, but a little more complicated because we're not looking at independent variables. We're now looking at the dependent variables. So we're going to add all the closing prices here from December 28, 2020 to January 5th, 2021. And then we're going to divide by 6 because once again, we're looking at 6 variables. This will equal $3,730.72, and this will be the mean of y. Now that we have the mean of x and the mean of y in our equation, let's calculate the mean of x times y. The mean of x times y is basically the x value times its corresponding y value divided by the number of variables that we are looking at, which will be in this example 6. So for example, we're going to take x1. That will be our first x value, so that's going to be denoted as 1. And then we're going to times it by its corresponding closing price, or y value, which is $3,735.26. We're going to do that for all of our x values, as you see here. Then we're going to divide by 6 because we're looking at 6 variables. What we get for the mean of x times y is $13,052.01. The final number that we need for our slope equation is the mean of all the x's squared. To get the mean of all the x's squared, we're going to square every x value, and then we're going to add them together, and then divide by 6, as you see right here. What we get for the mean of all the x's squared is 15.17. Now that we have all the values, let's calculate the slope. We're going to take the mean of x and multiply it by the mean of y. This will get us $13,057.52. We're then going to subtract that number by the mean of x times y, which is $13,052.01. This will give us a value of 5.51. We're going to divide this value by the mean of x squared, subtract the mean of all the x's squared. The mean of x squared is 12.25, and the mean of all the x's squared is 15.17. Subtract the mean of x squared by the mean of all the x's squared, and we get negative 2.92. So we're going to divide 5.51 by negative 2.92. That will get us negative 1.89. This is our slope for a linear regression line. And basically what this is stating is that every independent variable that we move, the slope of the regression line is going to go down negative 1.89 on the dependent variable, so the price. All right, now that we have the slope, we can calculate the starting point, which is denoted as A in this equation. So the starting point is going to equal the mean of y, subtract the slope times the mean of x. So the mean of y, if you remember, is $3,730.72. Then we're going to multiply the slope, which is negative 1.89, by the mean of x, 3.5. And because this is negative and we're doing subtract, it's actually going to be adding this amount to the mean of y. So 1.89 times 3.5 is 6.62. We're going to add it to the mean of y, and what we get for our starting point is $3,737.34. That is where we're going to start when we're plotting our line. So now that we know our starting point and have our full equation here, let's plot the line. So we're going to start with the starting point, obviously. So this point right here is $3,737.34. To get our first point, we're going to plug x1, which will be denoted as 1, into our equation. So 1.89 times 1, and then we're going to subtract that from the starting point. What we get is $3,735.45. Right here. So this is going to be our linear regression y value. We're going to do that for every x value that we're looking at, and the points here will denote the linear regression line. The linear regression line here suggests that we're in a bear market. So if we're only looking at 6 days, which I wouldn't just look at 6 days of data, but for this example, it's suggesting that the price, or looking over these 6 days, that the price is declining at a rate of $1.89 per trading day. What is an effective strategy when using linear regression? Now, as with all indicators, I do not recommend that you use linear regression on its own. It should be used in conjunction with many other indicators. But if you were to only use linear regression, one strategy I've found successful is to buy long when the 244-day linear regression line has a slope that is greater than 0. So in our example, we looked at 6 days, but you're going to do that 6-day example, but for 244 trading days, you're going to look at and plot those linear regression lines. And then you're going to sell that long purchase when the 244-day linear regression line has a slope less than 0. So when that slope is negative, that is time to sell.